Hey there. Okay, so in the previous video, we discussed the notes on the treble clef staff, okay? So, you remember when we looked at the keyboard before, we said that C is the note that's to the left of two black keys. So this is C1 down here, this is C2, this is C3, and this is C4, middle C. So in the previous video, we were talking about how middle C is written on the first ledger line below the treble clef staff, okay? Then this D right here is the first space below the treble clef staff, okay? This E is the first line of the treble clef staff. This F is the first space of the treble clef staff. This G is the second line. This A is the second space. This B is the third line. This C is the third space on the treble clef staff. Okay, it's one octave above middle C. Okay. This D is the fourth line of the treble clef staff. This E is the fourth space. And this F is the top line of the treble clef staff. Okay. So just to reiterate, we read these from bottom to top. Okay. So when I say the first line of the staff, I'm talking about the bottom line. When I say the top line of the staff, or when I say the fifth line of the staff, I'm talking about the top line. Okay? All right. Now, let's just talk some more about the ledger lines and the ledger spaces. Okay? So we said that middle C is the first ledger line below the treble clef staff. D is the first space below the treble clef staff. Okay, if we go up here, this F we said is the top line of the treble clef staff. This G would be the first space above the treble clef staff. It would look like it's sitting on top of the staff. And this A would be the first ledger line above the treble clef staff. Okay, so you can see how we can keep going beyond the staff, both above and below it. Okay, now a little preview of our next video. We're going to get into talking about bass clef. Okay, and just to tell you now, middle C on the bass clef staff. Remember, bass clef is that one that looks like a backwards C with the two dots after it. Okay, middle C on the bass clef staff is the first ledger line above the staff. It's the same note that we talked about when we were talking about the treble clef, and we said it was the first ledger line below the staff in treble clef. Well, in bass clef, middle C is the first ledger line above the staff. Okay, and then B would be the first space above the staff. It would look like it was sitting on top of the bass clef staff. And A would be the top line of the bass clef staff, this A right here. And as we continue further into bass clef, we're going to be heading down. Okay? All right, so there's some notes from a piano keyboard perspective. And of course, as we go on, we're going to talk about singing these notes as well, and reading music and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, thanks for your time, and we'll catch you in the next video.